with the United States are going in the right direction. And for now, he's holding off on any further retaliatory measures. Mark Carney wants to keep the dialogue going with Washington, choosing not to further escalate the trade conflict. But in another blow to Canada's economy, new U.S. tariffs took effect on lumber last week. British Columbia's premier is calling for more attention for that province's forestry sector, saying federal support has fallen short. BC Premier David Eby joins me now. Nice to see you, Premier.
Nice to see you too.
So for some context, out of all of the Canadian leaders, there's only a few that have called for retaliatory tariffs against America. Doug Ford, the big fat guy from Ontario with rabies, okay, frothing at the mouth. He was like, we're going to shut the power off to 1.4 million homes in America. We're going to rip all the American liquor off our shelves. We're going to boo their anthem. We're going to stick it to them. We love America, but fuck America. Okay, that's what Ontario did. Our Prime Minister of Canada was like, we're going to keep our elbows up and we're going to stick it to them. And then his elbows went down. And this communist right now on the screen, David Eby on the right, big Dumbo ears, looks like Woody from Toy Story, but depressed, deflated, like Buzz Lightyear is no longer his friend. He was calling for retaliatory tariffs to America because Trump bad, Orange Man bad, America really bad. He wanted people to boycott, actively called for people to boycott America. Don't go travel to America. Canada's beautiful. BC's beautiful. Stay here. He ripped American liquor, I believe, off of the shelves. He stuck it to America and was trying to stick it to America further. And now he's on CBC to, well, let's have a look what he's saying.
You are obviously very concerned about the increase to softwood tariffs that went into effect this past week. And you have said that you don't believe the federal government gets it when it comes to softwood. Do you have the impression that the attention is being paid mostly to central Canada, to Ontario and Quebec and the auto industry, and that the government is not dealing with the softwood tariffs? What is your impression there?
Yeah, I mean, let's take a step back and just so all Canadians understand what we're dealing with here. Russia right now has better access to the U.S. market to sell softwood than Canada does. And I don't think any of us expected to be in that situation. This is one of the country's biggest industries. And I think we all looked on with disappointment. And
okay, first of all, what in the hell kind of condo is this? This lamp is like gold slats or something. That's kind of weird. Then there's a big white egg over his left shoulder next to the microwave on the other side of the kitchen island. What that? Why does he have an egg in his kitchen? An oversized egg? Like, that's not a chair. It's just a big dome. What a goof. This guy is so goofy, man.
Sadness and anger at the Stellantis decision and the impact on auto workers. And that's a big deal in Ontario.
Oh, it's a chair?
And it should be. But it's important for Canadians to know that if you look at the auto parts sector, if you look at the primary steel sector, you put them together.
I'm too poor to know what that is, I guess.
And it just does not get that resonance. When I hear the federal government talking about what are they dealing with at the table with the Americans, it's steel, it's aluminum, and it's energy. And for some reason, it's just not softwood. And there's an opportunity here for a shared win. It's got to be at the table. We can't send aluminum to the Americans and not say we have to fix the softwood issue too.
Okay, but auto is also not on the table right now. The deal that they're trying to seek is on, as you said, steel, aluminum, and energy. I mean, they have to find a way forward on something, and they've started with this. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure that they're saying softwood won't be resolved. It's just not the first thing that's going to be resolved.
No, and I guess, when we look at $500 million in immediate support for steel plants in Ontario, emergency cabinet meeting about the Stellantis decision, and yet there's 10,000 jobs in British Columbia in the softwood lumber sector. And we're just not seeing that kind of anxiety and energy going into it. And there should be high anxiety and energy. This is a major sector. There are huge knock-on effects across the country, including in Ontario, when softwood's not working. And we need that level of attention, including for the money to flow from the $1.2 billion that the Prime Minister committed to the sector.
Okay, well, that's what I was going to say. They have put that in the window, the $1.2 billion. The industry minister says it will flow soon. What have you been told about why it hasn't and where it's at?
Well, we celebrated the announcement, and I think that at the time, a real reflection of a shift that I think is happening, actually. I don't want to be entirely critical under the Carney administration. I think they are looking west more often, but it's so easy to drift back into focus on central Canada. And so we have to stay on top of it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm pushing hard for British Columbians, but also all Canadians that are working in the softwood sector to make sure that we are on the agenda. And we're going to have to keep pushing on that. The explanation is just that they're working through how best to distribute the money, and it needs to happen now. These companies are on a knife's edge. Shifts are already being curtailed. People are already losing employment, and the work needs to be deployed now.
So you haven't been told when that money will start flowing?
We're told soon, and it needs to be soon, but we're still working with the federal government on it.
You know, it is obviously your job as Premier to fight for your industry and your workers. I wonder, though, whether you are concerned with presenting sort of a divided front right now at a time when there are negotiations happening, not on the sector.
Okay, I'm getting confirmation that it's not an egg. I'm getting confirmation that it's not an egg behind him. It's not an oversized egg. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but in reverse, it's a chair. Okay, over David Eby's communist left shoulder, it's an egg chair. It's a pod. He might have taken it from Facebook headquarters. It's a safe space is what it is. And apparently it's thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars. He has an egg chair safe space that's cut out. I don't know if the yolk is in it. Maybe he's the yolk, because he's certainly a joke. And it costs thousands of dollars. Crazy, right? Crazy. And that's the leader of British Columbia. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. We want retaliatory tariffs against America. We don't want retaliatory tariffs against America. We want retaliatory tariffs against America. We don't want retaliatory tariffs against America. Donate to the NDP. I need more egg chairs for safe spaces. I don't get it, man. These people are ridiculous. They keep ruining our country, our municipalities, our provinces, everything. And somehow brainwashed people keep voting for them. Like, the guy is not good for British Columbia. Anyone who's been calling actively for, like, we're going to stick it to America with retaliatory tariffs, you're a goof. You're an idiot. Canada is tiny. We're the little chihuahuas up against a Rottweiler, a German Shepherd combo. Come on. What are we really going to do? We're just going to bark? No. Come on. You kicked my dog. You kicked my dog. We're going to get kicked by America. That's not good. It's not good. But that's my opinion. Again, who knows? David Eby did call me a right-wing extremist, so maybe I am, or maybe he's a goof. Let me know what you guys think down below. Elizabeth May breaks her silence on the fact that Pierre Poilievre called for the arrest and jailing of Justin Trudeau. Now, this woman here is part of the Green Party, which is barely even a party in Canada anymore. And she's known for being, under the influence at certain times. Her nickname is Dizzy Lizzy, because the wine. You know what I'm saying? And she goes on a rant saying that Pierre Poilievre is, well, I'm not going to paraphrase. Let's watch.
Elizabeth May, Green Party of Canada. I don't know about the rest of you, but I felt compelled to speak out at Pierre Poilievre's latest, outburst that seems to have come from the pages of Project 2025. It certainly didn't come from the criminal code, with the notion that former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau should be in jail if not for the quote-unquote despicable leadership of the RCMP. First of all, I did go to law school. Pierre Poilievre didn't. People think there are too many lawyers in politics. This episode makes it really clear, as far as I'm concerned, not enough lawyers in politics. You have to know something about the law before you spout off that a former prime minister should be in jail. Why? Was there a criminal code offense that the RCMP covered up? No. The report of the late Mary Dawson, the Ethics Commissioner for Canada, she reported in 2017 that she believed Justin Trudeau had broken the ethics code by accepting the Christmas vacation the year before on the Aga Khan's private island. I'll be honest with you, I never bought it at the time. I didn't want to be going in front of the microphones to defend Justin Trudeau's vacation, but it was entirely subjective. And I wondered how it was that the ethics commissioner decided that the Aga Khan was not a family friend. Now, the details are clear. Pierre Trudeau and the Aga Khan were friends. Justin Trudeau knew the Aga Khan since his earliest childhood. If not for Mary Dawson's subjective finding that the Aga Khan did not meet the definition of family friend, there was no offense here. Now, there's misuse potentially of using the planes, but even if every element of the ethics code was proven, which I don't believe it was, even if every element had been proven at that time, this was not a criminal code offense. So where is Pierre Poilievre's notion that the former prime minister should be jailed? It's deeply worrying because this is the kind of thing going on right now in Trump's United States. Political enemies can become then persecuted through law enforcement, and you end up having former colleagues, friends, associates of Donald Trump. Once they're no longer friends, they should be in jail. I don't like that kind of language in Canadian politics. I don't like it coming from anyone. But I do think for the Canadian public, it needs to be clear when somebody is evading the law and when they're not. So again, in the instance of the SNC-Lavalin affair and the improper pressure brought on our former and quite noble former Minister of Justice and Attorney General, the Honorable Jody Wilson-Raybould, I still think that the RCMP should have pursued its investigation into what really took place there. But we actually don't know whether Justin Trudeau applied the pressure or not. We only know that the former clerk of the Privy Council office, Michael Warnick, did. So these things, again, is there a criminal code offense here? Even if all the elements were proven, should someone be in jail? And what does it advance Canadian society to refer to the RCMP leadership as, quote unquote, despicable? So I think Pierre Poilievre should reconsider his language, withdraw those words, and apologize.
Okay. I have absolutely no idea what she just said. Gun to my head, I can't tell you what she just said. I have no idea. No idea. And my my reading comprehension might be lacking, but I can retain stuff from video. That's just like the era I grew up in. And I have no idea what Elizabeth May just said. Something about Pierre not having a law degree. Something about Trump's. What the fuck did she just say, dude? Somebody please let me know down in the comments. I feel like an idiot. I have no idea what she just said. None. Oh my goodness. People are saying word salad. Dude, there's something, but that wasn't normal. That was not normal at all. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm dizzy now. I got secondhand dizzy from Lizzie.